When someone says he's wealthy, does that word trigger a slightly different picture? Do you think about not only cash in the bank, but also homes, stocks, bonds, income properties, and so on? In other words, assets. Rich has a very in-the-moment and short-lived feeling to it. People get rich hitting the jackpot in Vegas or the lottery. Wealthy, on the other hand, equates with long-term success and a state of well-being that accompanies happiness and stability. It's the true combo of affluence and influence, concepts you'll learn about in this audiobook. That said, I'm going to continue to use the word rich because I want to guide you to a place where you adopt an entirely new meaning to this word. By now, you should have a clue that this isn't a get-rich-quick book, but I will be giving you tips that have worked for me on my journey toward financial freedom. This is about getting real about what lies or myths you've come to believe and that continue to blind you from seeing the path to prosperity, which is why you do have to get real before you can get rich. If you still don't understand what I mean by this word, rich, don't panic. You will by the end of this audiobook. There's a high volume of gimmicky get-rich propaganda out there. So in some respects, you have to move past that myth and see the real truth behind what it means to be rich. In my world, to be rich is to be more than wealthy. It entails having a financial, emotional, and spiritual sense of security. Whether you're making $20,000 a year or $2 million a year, you can be rich. I got to where I am today, starting with one simple act we all have the ability to do. Do you know what that was? I made the decision to be prosperous in all facets of my life, and I'm happy to report I'm living my dream. That's all it took, a decision. Well, okay, so there are some other things to know and do, all of which I'll be sharing with you in this book. But it starts with the commitment to yourself. I'm confident that you can at least do that. And since you've picked up this audiobook, I'll give you credit for making half of that decision. The other half will happen soon if it hasn't already. I know what it took for me on my journey, which is still ongoing. And if you read my first book, Brilliance, you're already familiar with my story. I grew up in the projects on Chicago's South Side with my brothers and sister. Given the statistics that said I'd probably be dead or in jail before I reached adulthood, you could say I was born to lose. Mother worked double, sometimes triple jobs to make ends meet. By the time I was 6, I decided it was time to help my family achieve a better standard of living. That's when I resolved to do whatever it took to beat the odds and win. No, I wasn't struck by lightning, and no one put a computer chip in my brain one night that would make me successful. If anything, I had, for one, an acute awareness of my surroundings, and for two, the drive to change them. I've gotten used to people saying it's unusual to have such an awareness and ambition at a tender age, but it doesn't make a difference. See, if you can take age out of the equation, I don't care, and neither should you. Whether you're 6 or 60, you can change at any age and continue to do so. I believe we should follow our intuition and heart because it truly knows where we want to be in life. We were all born with both heart and intuition. I went door to door selling homemade body lotion and bookends I crafted from hand-painted rocks. By the age of 7, I carried a business card that read 21st Century CEO, and I was hell-bent on seeing my dream come true. I latched onto a mentor and co-founded my first business at age 8 called the Urban Neighborhood Economic Enterprise Club, Unique. This was the forerunner of New Early Entrepreneur Wonders, NE2W, which later became the flagship organization I opened on Wall Street. By then I was 14 and I had made history as the youngest person to have an office on Wall Street. NE2W enlisted, educated, and engaged at-risk youth by creating and developing legal ways for them to acquire additional income. Right about now you're wondering, how'd he do it? How'd he get the money? Someone must have sponsored him. Someone must have paved the way for him to be lucky and keep going. Did you catch that? There's that word.